Okay, so the other day I was scrolling around online trying to find anything interesting related to anime when I came across this here article titled My Eiken Back. My poor Eiken back. And I thought to myself, interesting. So rightfully, I opened up the article and gave it a quick read. And I kid you not, the first opening part of this article was, and I quote, only spoken in hushed tones across the internet, Eiken may be one of the most cursed anime put to film. A versatile test of courage. Steve and Nick try to survive Eiken's yogurt slides and many, many literal bananas. Now, if you wish to go ahead and read the actual article, I'll go ahead and link it below for your research. But you know, after I read that first line, your boy was like, so I ended up watching this entire OVA in one day. Now that might sound really impressive, but it was only really 4 episodes, and 2 of those episodes were just the English dub version. So it was only really 2 episodes long, and I highly, highly suggest that you guys go ahead and watch it before you watch this review, because it's a wild experience, man. But if you don't want to do that, it is okay. I'm not gonna judge you. No one's gonna judge you, really, because I can't see you, so yeah, but I want to go episode by episode, so spoilers in 3, 2, 1. So the anime opens up with our main character, you know, being all like, oh, I'm attending this prestigious academy, and I'm such a normal person, oh my, but my life is gonna change, and you know, that yada yada. We couldn't really come up with anything really interesting for the main character, so there you go. When the main girl actually shows up and slips on a banana. Now, if you've ever seen anime before, like at least 1 episode of anime, you know exactly where this is going. The main guy falls right on top of her and has his hands firmly plastered onto her. Now, as cliche as that sounds, it actually did make me laugh. And that is because, for some reason, like in most shows, right? The guy is, usually when this happens, the guy's all like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, please forgive me, or something like that. But for some reason, this mad lad, this absolute mad lad, he's staring directly at what he's fallen on top of. He's staring at this poor girl who he has now, like, at least caused 5 crimes upon, and for some reason, some untold reason, decides that it is a good idea to just, like, quadruple check to make sure that he knows exactly what he is touching by squeezing not once but twice. Like, oh my god, what am I watching? Okay, so after that scene where he falls on top of her, we get to meet my favorite character of the entire series, whose name I ended up forgetting. And there's this robot. I don't know why there's a robot here. It just is. And then the main guy is forced to join the Eiken Club from here. And to quote a much more popular YouTube channel,
Roll credits.
Am I right?
And then we cut to on top of the club room, right? And for some reason, the club room is like on top of the skyscraper because and the entire time we're panning towards the club room, we get these very, very like explicit or like implicit, I guess, lines of like, oh, this is my first time, or I'll be gentle, or, you know, all of that, right? But if you're like older than 1 year old, you'd realize, like, that's not what they mean. They're talking about something completely different. And to no one's surprise, they're talking about fortune telling?
What?
And when you fortune tell, you obviously have to say, this is my first time, because then we get this whole prophecy that the main guy's gonna lose something very, very important to him by someone completely opposite to him. And we'll get back to the prophecy later. After the fortune telling, we then get this scene where we see that the main guy ended up peeking in on the main girl at some point or another. I really don't know why this scene is here. It makes no logical sense for me, and I almost ended up completely forgetting about this scene, but it is kind of an important scene because it somewhat sets up stuff for the future, and I just don't understand why it was cut. I don't understand anything that goes on in this OVA series, but that is one of the bigger things that I don't understand was added at that point. We then get to meet all of the beautiful, amazing, most wonderful characters whose names I've completely forgotten. And to be honest, if the story had not included them, it would have still been somewhat cohesive. So they're really not that important, but you know what? They're there. For example, there's this bear that's just there. It's in the OP and everything. It has one line in the entire series, and we only get to see it after the super smart girl, who we know is super smart because she's working on something with a radiation symbol and is sitting on top of a robot and has a lab coat, tells us that she's so super smart because it's not like we have the ability to inference her super intelligence, right? Like, she's working on something that has the radiation symbol on it on a house that's on top of a skyscraper that could literally cause Fukushima. Like, you know, that's just, why is that there? Why are you doing that? I don't understand. Where was I? Right, the characters. So aside from the bear, the robot, the super smart girl, we meet this other girl who literally has an orbit around her chest because her are so big. They're the size of the moon, right? They're one moon, 2 moons. That's how big it is. It is huge. And for whatever reason, in the anime, she's in 6th grade. Like, I don't know why they translated this to this.
I guess it's a little high for a 6th grader like you.
It makes no logical sense. But regardless, I have to call the police on somebody. So
911, what's your emergency?
yeah, officer, I'll be waiting outside. Please come pick me up. Along with the other characters, there's this teacher who's so forgettable that everybody in the show also forgets about her, as well as my favorite character, who's my favorite character mainly because she can actually push the plot along. But for some reason, she can't eat a banana properly. Like, please, woman, just eat the banana. What are you doing? Please eat the hot dog correctly. I need a cold shower after this. There's also like this fortune teller girl who we met earlier, and like the main girl's little sister or something. They're really not that important, and I really don't care. And we've already spent so long on these character introductions. So you know what? I think it's okay if we just skip them and we'll just talk about them when they come up. So I'm talking about F Mega or something and slipping on a banana, and then we get treated to the best scene ever. All right, look, just watch this scene. Watch it. Look at it. Amazing! After this, the main character goes down to the fountain to go talk with the main girl because I honestly forgot, and he apologizes for seeing her naked because you know, it's kind of bad thing to do to somebody. For whatever reason, she's all like,
it was so embarrassing. Like, I couldn't look at you after.
like, no, you don't say. That was obvious. Why did you have to tell us that? I don't understand why you had to tell us that. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, we get that. And then she confesses to him and they play in the pool? Or fountain? I don't know. And the main girl tells the main dude that she wants to actually, you know, meet up with him on Monday because that is her birthday. And she wants to spend it with him and just him. Like, she's not gonna invite anyone else to her party. And that sounds like the world's most sad birthday party. Like, not to bash on anybody who does this thing where they hang out with their significant other on their birthday, right? But hey, they're not dating. So she's literally just inviting him on her birthday. And B, she's inviting nobody else. Like, you know, maybe you could invite somebody else to break the ice, but no, you're just gonna invite him along, you know? He peeped in on you and fell down on top of you during the first opening part of this anime. We're definitely gonna invite this guy, even though he's literally caused, like, what would put anybody else in prison. Life's just not fair. Then the main dude almost dies to panties and flying little sisters. And we get treated to this scene where, for some reason, this guy splashes just a little bit of water on the main girl's panties, and they decide to fall down. Like, if your panties fall down from just a little bit of water, can you imagine what a gust of wind could do? Honestly, with the rate this anime is going, I swear, this girl, she needs new panties. Your panties are gonna blow away in the wind. Just get new panties! Then we get into the tournament arc that lasts for the entire rest of the anime. The main dude's main reason for joining this tournament thingy was to win some prize money to buy this girl a present for her birthday. But that's a complete lie. But we'll get back to that. Then there's this bungee jump scene and something I forgot. On to the yogurt slide! The freaking yogurt slide! So in this event, each club has to send out a couple of their members to get on top of this water slide, or to get on this water slide thing, right? And the entire way down, they have to hold on to each member. And if they let go, that's the end of their arc, right? And for some reason, it's yogurt. Like, I don't know why it's yogurt, but it's yogurt. So then they get on the slide and actually go down. And for some reason, there's just this whole... look at this scene. There are several boob grabs and yogurt getting on people. And for some reason, her clothes are ripped off now. And his hands are not where his hands should be. And I just don't understand why this is going on. But after all of this, the main girl is like, hey, I've been through a lot, time to run away. Which, honestly, that's understandable. With what she's been through, I would run away. Like, look at this! And I met this pretty dude, and he's all pretty, it's just, something happened. Episode ends, alright? I wanted it to end. It couldn't end any faster. But there we go. That's the first episode. Oh my gosh. Why? So episode 2. I'm gonna skip a majority of it for 2 reasons, right? A, I don't care. B, go research it on your own. Also, I would like to point out this scene right here, where I guess they just ran out of money because they spent it all on the plot, and they just forgot to animate her lip. Like, look at this scene. Just look at it. Just watch it. But to summarize, basically, this girl, right, and this dude have a conversation, right, where basically they're going to decide who gets to keep the main girl, because that's definitely keeping her best interests at heart. That's just what we want for her. Alright? So this is where the prophecy I was talking to you guys about comes back into play. The main dude realizes that the person opposite to him is this pretty dude, right? And the thing that's gonna be taken away from him is the main girl. And because this isn't an NTR, unless the girl in this context is my sanity, and the dude that takes her away from me is this anime, in which case... we know that the main dude is gonna win. So there was a genuine moment where I thought, hey, maybe this anime is actually a lot more deep than I gave it credit for. Maybe what it's really trying to say is, hey, prophecies and stuff, those won't determine your destiny. Those are not what determines your value as a person. You are the one who makes your own destiny, and you are the one who makes your own value. And I'm like, wow, that's actually a really nice message to have in this really weird anime. That was... until then. To decide who the champion is for this race, the contestants, the Eiken Club and the pretty dude, right, and more specifically, the main character and the pretty dude, have to get on these banana boats, right, with one other person, and race down this banana boat on this mountain that spews chocolate, because it just does, and whoever reaches the first, like the finish line, is crowned as the winner. Like, I get the yogurt one, right? Like, white stuff on girl, you know, haha, but why chocolate? Why? What kink is chocolate supposed to fill? You know what? Don't tell me. Alright, let's just make a Euphoria joke and move on. Okay, so the race starts, and this main girl, bro, I can't. She somehow learns the ability to teleport, I swear to you. They begin the race with her behind the main guy as they're going on this banana boat. But they go over one jump and she is now underneath him because that makes sense. And every single time they fall down, she's in a brand new position. Like, what? And for whatever reason, she keeps saying the exact same line over and over again. Because I guess that the animators and the creators ran out of budget for this. And this all culminates to this one scene. This one beautiful scene where everything goes in slow motion. And the pretty dude, turns out he was wearing a wig, so his wig just flies off. The main girl lets go and smacks the pretty dude off of the banana boat with her butt. And the main dude has to make a decision to save her or not, and he jumps to save her. And I guess he learned how to teleport too, because somehow he is now behind her, even though he was jumping towards her and she was in front. He's now behind her. Just look at this! What is this? What is going on here? I don't get it! And then we get this whole explanation where the pretty dude was actually spying on the Eiken Club, and the Eiken Club knew. So that prophecy that we were told about was actually a fake prophecy. And then there's this hot springs, and it just ends! Like that! Like, excuse me, so you're gonna tell me that the entire prophecy that started this anime was all fake, and that thing that you were going for, that hey, you don't create your destiny isn't set in stone, you create your own destiny. That whole thing was just a complete lie and complete fake, and I hit my arm and that actually really hurt, and now my phone's falling. What? And it just ends like that. Like that's the end of the anime. Why is that the end? I don't understand anything that's going on. All in all, this anime isn't really that bad. It's really not meant to be all deep and insightful. It's more or less supposed to be for fan service fans, you know, people who like that. But there's just so many other animes that do it so much better, like High School DxD, Monster Musume, and on. I can keep listening, but I can't think of any right now because this show has completely taken over my brain. But I will say it is very much an experience that anyone who likes fan service, they should experience. If I had to rate this out of 10, I would give it a High School DxD is better out of 10. But that's the end of the video. So if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you didn't enjoy it, hit the dislike button. If you want to comment, you can comment I hate you or something. And go ahead and subscribe. Now, if you will please excuse me, I have to go because I think the police are waiting for me.